Last week, my brother texted me, "How do I turn $5,000 into real money trading options?" He's never traded options in his life. So I built him a plan. And the first line of that plan is don't try to grow it yet. I know how that sounds, but the quickest way to blow up a small account is to treat it like a big one. When you've only got $5,000, your edge isn't some genius trade. It's that this is the cheapest classroom you'll ever sit in. So here's the deal I made with him, and it's exactly what this video is. First, you learn to trade. Then I show you how to actually grow the portfolio. Hi, I'm Liav from Option Samurai. Today, we're going to build the whole build-your-own portfolio routine step by step. So here's the whole map we're using today. Now you may laugh, but I have a very similar Subway-style options trading map up on the wall in my room. Maybe one day I'll show you a picture. When you start selling options for income, almost everyone's first trade is a credit spread, and it's a perfectly good trade. But for learning, I'd start somewhere else. Here's the thing, a credit spread has two legs. One you sell, one you buy. So when it goes against you, that's two moving parts to manage at once. A short put instead is just one leg, one position. It teaches the same lessons, time decay paying the seller, rolling out of trouble, and so on. But I feel it does so more directly and for a better return. Sure, a short put can get you assigned the shares, but on a cheap stock that's generally survivable. So here's the first move, the one I gave my brother. Set credit spreads aside, and when you're learning, you sell puts on cheap stocks. First, let's say you should sell puts on stocks trading between $20 and $40. The $40 ceiling keeps your losses small. The higher the stock, the more a bad trade costs you when you're wrong, so we cap it. The $20 floor keeps the quality up. Really cheap stocks are often cheap for a reason, and even when you're right, they barely pay. Not worth it. Now, why use real money at all? Why not just read a book or paper trade? A book gives you theory, and it's always a good idea to go through what great traders wrote in the past, okay? Paper trading gives you the clicks, also cool. But still, neither of these makes you experience what you feel when you put real money on the line. Put even a little real money on it, and the lesson sticks in a way it never will otherwise. Do that enough times, and something clicks. This is what I call your trading muscle memory. You stop looking up what time decay does, you've felt it, you just know. And another thing, give yourself time to win. Don't sell options expiring in 3 days. Go 30, 45 days out. Let it breathe. Time lets the lesson actually play out. Do these for a few months. Honestly, I won't tell you exactly how long. It's very personal and there is no right answer here. Because the clock isn't the measure. 3 things are. First of all, you've stacked up a lot of wins. Consistency feels normal, not lucky. Second, you've sat inside a losing trade. You felt the market move against you and didn't panic. Also, it is important that you've taken a trade in trouble and handled the assignment risk by rolling. And when I say rolling, here's exactly what I mean. Say your short put is getting tested. The stock's fallen toward your strike. Instead of taking the shares, you buy that put back and sell a new one, lower strike further out in time. Ideally, for a net credit when considering the first trade you closed. You've bought yourself time and pushed the danger further away. This operation is called rolling down and out, down in strike and out in time. And now you are ready to graduate and finally start growing your portfolio. Congrats. So, how can you actually grow your small portfolio? Everything up to here was learning. It wasn't meant to grow your account. This is the part that does. And to grow a small account, you really only need one thing on top of what you have already learned. Asymmetric wins. A trade where being right pays you far more than being wrong costs you. Here's the problem with selling premium for income. Win a spread for 50 bucks. On a $5,000 account, that's a 1% move. You can win week after week after week, and basically go nowhere. Now compare that to one trade that pays 30%. Selling premium isn't bad, it's how you learned. It just can't grow you. This is a different job. However, it was an essential step to learn for my favorite strategy to grow a small portfolio. Actually, there are two ways I chase those asymmetric wins. Let me show you both. I want to start with the cleaner of the two, long calls, ideally leaps, which means calls expiring at least 12 months out. The frame I want you to hold in your head is stock replacement. When I say stock replacement, I simply mean that instead of paying full price for 100 shares of a stock you'd actually want to own, let's say something like Google, a name with real fundamentals, you pay a fraction of that for a long-dated call. Your downside is capped at the premium you paid. Your upside is uncapped, and you've got several months for the thesis to play out, which is the time frame a real thesis actually needs. We covered leap calls in a previous video on our channel. You can click at the top right corner of the screen once you're done with this one to get more info on the strategy. But for now, stay with me. I want to be clear about the trade-off. A long call, especially an out-of-the-money one, needs a meaningful move in the underlying to pay off. You don't get to be sort of right. You need to be properly right. That's not a reason to avoid the trade. It's a reason to only take it when your thesis is actually strong. Something I told my brother is, wait for the trade to come to you. Don't force it. Everything has to line up. Don't put $1,000 into a call you're only kind of happy with. On $5,000, you don't get to be sort of right. And if you do like the idea, but you're not fully sure, you don't have to sit out, and you don't have to tie up $2,000 in one long-dated call for months. Take it smaller. You could do a debit spread with capped cost, capped profit, but a strong payoff if you're right. It's really hard to grow your portfolio this way, but it is still possible. If you think this is a cool way to finally grow your small portfolio with options, hit like and subscribe so that your friends also see this video on their YouTube homepage. So on Option Samurai, we have a library of predefined scans, and the leap tag is where you want to be for this phase. Let me click into it. The one I want to show you is called Leap Calls with High Return on Analyst's Target Price. What this scan does is look for long-dated calls where, if the stock just reaches the average analyst target, the option pays off meaningfully. So you're stacking two things in your favor: long expiration and a thesis the street already agrees with. Now here's where it gets interesting for a small account. Look at the max loss column. You've got a $5,000 portfolio, so you really don't want a single trade that could cost you more than, let's say, $1,000 in the worst case. So I'll go to max loss on the left, set it below $1,000 and click Run Scan. And look, you still have a really nice list of candidates on the screen. Plenty to choose from. But I want to be honest with you about the trade-off because this matters. On a long call, if the stock doesn't move up more than what the options market expects, you lose. In the worst case, you lose 100% of what you put into that position. That's the deal. The probability of profit is lower than the short puts we just looked at, and that's just the math of buying options versus selling them. But, and this is the whole point, when these trades work, they really work. You're looking for asymmetric payoffs. Maybe out of 5 tickers, only 2 or 3 pay off, but those 2 or 3 can return more than 100%, which more than covers the ones that didn't. That's how a small account actually grows. And the other beautiful thing is that this is way cheaper than buying the underlying shares. With the same capital you'd use to buy 100 shares of one company, you can build a differentiated basket of leaps across several names. Real diversification on a small budget. So, while I like buying leap calls from time to time, I also want to show you another cool way to grow your small portfolio with options. The strategy is called risk reversal, and again, we have a video on the topic. Check it out at the end of this one. The structure of a risk reversal requires you to sell a put, and you use the credit you collect to finance a long call on the same name. If you manage to open the strategy for a net credit, you'll find yourself in a situation in which you'll make money even if the underlying stock does not move. And if it rallies, your upside on the call is uncapped. So the bull case is genuinely beautiful. But, and this is the part I owe you, there's a real catch. Because you sold a put, your downside risk is uncapped, just like in phase 1. If the stock crashes, you risk losing quite a large amount of money, and you may even get assigned shares. That's the same risk profile you already learned to live with in phase 1. And this is why I told you to start selling puts on those cheap stocks. The short put leg of a risk reversal is not new to you. It's the trade you've already been sitting in for months. We're just adding an uncapped upside call on top of it to give you a real chance to grow the portfolio. Okay, so let me go to Option Samurai once again. Same idea as before. Let's go to the predefined scans. This time I'll click the bullish tag, and the scan I want is called Risk Reversal on Good Oversold Companies. The thesis baked into this scan is really nice, so I'll walk you through the filters that matter. Let's open it. First, RSI below 30. This is a classic oversold signal. We're looking for stocks that have been beaten up recently, where the market may have overreacted. That's the entry edge. But, and this is important, we don't want to try and catch a falling knife on just any random ticker. So look at these two filters: stock score fundamental above 5 and stock score growth above 5. That means we're only looking at companies with solid fundamentals and real growth behind them. Quality companies that happen to be oversold right now. Remember, with a risk reversal, you're selling a put. So if the stock keeps falling, you might end up owning the shares. That's why we want fundamentally strong names. If you do get assigned, you're getting assigned on a company you'd actually want to own anyway. On the option side, days to expiration between 20 and 45. Same kind of time frame sweet spot as before. And leg 1 delta capped at 40, which keeps the short put from being too aggressive. And look down here at break-even % below 0. What this filter does is that it only spots the net credit trades. So even if the stock does nothing, you keep the credit, just like I described earlier. Hit run, and you get a list of high-quality companies currently oversold where you can structure a bullish trade with no upfront cost. That's a really nice setup for a small account that's ready to grow. Check out our platform and our videos to become a better options trader, and here's a cool video for you to watch next.